Good morning. This is Brad, and it's Memorial Day, and I wanted to take a second to talk to you about Memorial Day and its meaning. This won't be a big lecture about Memorial Day itself. Just a quick explanation of Memorial Day. Memorial Day isn't. I served in the Navy, and I have a lot of people who thank me for my service on Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is actually, excuse me, about the fallen. It's about the people who died protecting this country. Veterans Day is more where you thank living. And though I appreciate the gratitude and people taking their time to thank me for my service, this day, this weekend, really is about the fallen. Now, the reason that's important is because um, in my classroom, we say the Pledge of Allegiance and then we have a moment of silence. And I have students, and they're middle schoolers, they don't know. And some of them take that moment of silence for granted, where they might fidget or they might giggle or continue working on something. And very early on, I take the opportunity to explain to them the meaning of the moment of silence, which is the same for Memorial Day, that you have the right in this country to not say the Pledge of Allegiance, to have your, and I have my opinions about government and some of the corruption inside the government and some of the uh, false flags and the faulty reasons for war, but those aren't to me what is important. What is important about the moment of silence and Memorial Day is that you have the right to not say the Pledge of Allegiance. You have the right not to trust our government. You have the right to not vote. You have the right to vote, whatever the case may be. But there has to come a point where you have to show some type of gratitude, and not necessarily outwardly gratitude, which is what Memorial Day is, and the moment of silence. It's more outwardly, and that becomes a symptom of the bigger issue. You have to show inward gratitude. I think I read this morning that there's an estimate that 3 million American soldiers, and I think that's kind of low, and I need to sharpen my history a little bit, but there are millions of Americans who have died, so you have the right to not say the Pledge of Allegiance, to not vote or trust your government or whatever the case may be. And in my opinion, at some point you have to have the gratitude that you had the opportunity to do those things, and that comes with showing appreciation for the people who have sacrificed everything. And this weekend, a lot of people will. It's known for picnics and barbecues and swimming and those type of things. But there are millions of people who gave up their right to do those things, and some of them paid the ultimate price to do those forever, so that you could do those this weekend. And it's a deeper issue that I'll go into later in another video, but gratitude is really the key to happiness. Once you begin to understand how fortunate you are and how lucky you are to have things in your life, then a lot of doors begin to open for happiness. So gratitude really is the key, and this is a way to get that started. So I hope you take a moment this weekend as you're enjoying your family and your friends and the abundance of food and the sunshine and all those things. I really hope that you take a moment to not only stop and think about the people that have gone before you to pay that price, but also express some gratitude, say thank you under your breath or out loud, talk about it with your family, and make the most of it, because this country is flawed. There are a lot of things that could be better, and hopefully we'll work on those. But it really is a great nation, and we have a lot of freedoms, and those type of things we should be thankful for. So I want to wish you you and your family a happy Memorial Day.